watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Woo!
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So I'm actually watching this fight live right now. Well, actually, I'm watching it on my DVR. I didn't go to Oakland to cover this fight, but I'm watching the fight right now. It's the 4th round, and my first thoughts when I watched the very first round is Alexander Brand is better than I thought he was. None of us really knew who he was. None of us knew anything about him. But I just found out by listening to the commentary that Alexander Brand, he remained an amateur till he was age 32, and he has over 437 fights. Like I told you guys before, Alexander Brand, he only has one loss on his record, and that's a split decision loss to the current super middleweight champion, Badou Jack. So watching him perform, and I'm right now as I'm doing this video, I'm watching the 4th round right now. It's interesting because I actually thought before this fight, just knowing that Brand was from Colombia, with him being short like that, I kind of thought of Marcos Maidana. That's who he reminded me of. And in a certain way, he's kind of fighting like a Marcos Maidana. And you know what? Just as I said that, Andre Ward, he just landed a very vicious left hook, and he's been keeping Brand on the ropes in the last minute of this 4th round. But going back to the 1st round, the reason why Brand, he reminds me so much of, Andre Ward just caught Brand with a really nice overhand right. Brand was trying to use a little bit of a Floyd Mayweather shoulder roll defense, and Ward, he came right over top with a right hand. So, Andre Ward, he's looking real good right now. And it's the 5th round. It's the beginning of the 5th round for me. And I'm just watching this fight as I give you guys my thoughts. But the point, I want to go back to the 1st round. The first thing I noticed by looking at Alexander Brand's weapons is he has a very sneaky, deceptive type of left hook. And I truly believe that left hook, at least in the first couple rounds, he's not throwing it as much now. Now he's starting to get a little bit more wild, like once again, like a Maidana. But in the first couple rounds, he was throwing a really sneaky left hook. And I could clearly see that, if you don't have good reflexes and a great defense, he just caught Andre Ward just caught Brand with a really nice left hook. Look, Alexander Brand just came back with a combination, didn't really land, but listen, Alexander Brand is game, man. Once again, it's the 5th round right now for me, and it's about 2 minutes into the 5th round right now. But you can see Andre Ward is getting closer and closer to Alexander Brand, but Alexander Brand, every now and then, he lands some little sneaky shots on Andre Ward. He's not landing anything like that's standing out that's effective. He just landed a little bit of a right hook to Andre Ward's body, and that was pretty much it. But Andre Ward is looking really good, but this is a crafty type of opponent. I didn't expect Brand to be this crafty. He's looking really good in there. Considering the fact that he was a heavy underdog, Alexander Brand, I will say, despite Andre Ward winning every round, Brand, he's better than I thought. So I'll just leave it at that. Once again, the guy has 430 amateur fights, so clearly he has a lot of experience. And once again, he's not like some flat-footed dumb fighter just walking into punches. He's very elusive in there in an unorthodox way. He just got caught with another good right hand by Andre Ward, as I said that. And Brand, he smiled a little bit, but Andre Ward is looking good. I like what Andre Ward is doing. I like how he's setting up the jab. I like how he keeps throwing the jab to the solar plexus, similar to what Floyd Mayweather does. Now, Andre Ward, he just switched to southpaw, and I'm trying to see what he's going to do in that stance. But yeah, like I was saying, though, I like the jab to the solar plexus. It sets up a lot of things. He just caught Alexander Brand with a vicious left hand out of that southpaw stance. See, these are things that makes Andre Ward so special. Dealing with adversity and having so many different levels in your game. You can go from plan A to plan B to plan C. This guy, Alexander Brand, I'm gonna tell you right now, he just got caught. I just going into the 7th round. Andre Ward, he went back into a righty position and he caught Brand with a perfect right hand that knocked Brand's head back. So now he's back into a conventional stance. And, once again, Brand is game because every time Brand gets caught with a good shot, he tries to rally right back, but he's just, Andre Ward's defense is too good, so he's not really catching Andre Ward with anything. Well, but you can see Andre Ward is getting more and more aggressive. This is, once again, a dominant performance by Andre Ward. And when you look at the type of unorthodox style that Alexander Brand has, I'll tell you right now, this is the type of fighter that will come in and upset an undefeated fighter. This is the type of fighter that will be brought in to lose, and no one knows anything about him. Next thing you know, he's up on the scorecard and on the verge of pulling off an upset. You can really tell Alexander Brand, obviously, like I said, he's never been knocked out before. He only has 1 loss on his record. But you can definitely tell he's not an easy fighter to knock out because he's very slippery. He has that type of style where you don't normally catch him with more than 1 good shot at a time. Even though Andre Ward, he's went back from righty to lefty, and he keeps catching him with the power straight shots, like his right hand or his left hand. But as I just said, Brand is usually not around to get caught with that second power shot. He either kind of falls into a little bit of a clinch or, he just starts slipping. He's bobbing, he's weaving. Right now, he just caught Brand with another really good right hand. As I said that right now, every time, it's funny because you have so many fighters that try to pull off the Floyd Mayweather shoulder roll, and this is what Brand is trying to do. Every single time he goes into that Floyd shoulder roll, Andre Ward, he catches him with a perfect straight punch. Just because you do a shoulder roll, it doesn't make you Floyd Mayweather. What's pretty ironic is it's crazy how Sergey Kovalev and Andre Ward, they both had a tune-up bout against an opponent that they were supposed to pretty much just blow out the water, and no one really expected any type of resistance from their opponents. And even though there was way more resistance from Chilemba as opposed to Brand going up against Ward, still, it's crazy that both Sergey Kovalev and Andre Ward, they end up dealing with 2 crafty type of opponents that really turned out to be some pretty decent opponents. Chilemba, he looked really good against Sergey Kovalev. He actually even won some rounds. Now, Brand, he hasn't won any rounds against Andre Ward, but once again, a guy with 430 amateur fights, and he has power, and once again, he has a split decision loss to a current champion today, is clearly better than we thought, at least on paper, because once again, none of us knew who Alexander Brand was. But now that I know him a little bit better, I tell you right now, he is definitely the type of opponent to pull off an upset against some young up-and-comers. He could be a pretty good damn gatekeeper. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video for now, and I'm going to come right back once the fight is over and give you my final thoughts. All right, guys, so I'm back. Obviously, Andre Ward, he just won the fight 12 rounds to 0 against a very crafty, awkward type of opponent, very slippery. And once again, man, Andre Ward, he just pretty much corroborated what I said to you guys before. You have someone with that kind of experience in the ring. They have experience to avoid getting knocked out. But overall, this was a very dominant performance by Andre Ward. For fans that said that Andre Ward, he was inactive, actually him getting more rounds, that actually helps him shake off even more rust. So at the end of the day, both Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev, they go 12 rounds in their last fight. And clearly, Andre Ward, he did much better than Sergey Kovalev did against his opponent. I thought it was pretty interesting because Kovalev, he got in the ring and he actually said that he believes the Andre Ward fight would look like the Kovalev-Chilemba fight. And that's probably not the best sign for Kovalev fans, for you to hear Sergey admit that and say that. But Kovalev has been a pretty honest person, and you have to commend him for that. It would have sounded better if he would have said, this fight is going to look like the Bernard Hopkins fight. But the fact that you believe it's going to look like the Chilemba fight, I have bad news for you, Kovalev. Andre Ward ain't no Chilemba. Just because Chilemba showed a little bit of slickness, he was a little evasive, he had a decent defense in there, that doesn't make him Andre Ward. He doesn't have the natural power, I don't believe, that Andre Ward has. He doesn't have, of course, the rhythm, the reflexes, the speed, the intelligence, etc., etc. Also, Chilemba does not have an inside game. Andre Ward does. So, you know, for fans that automatically wrote Kovalev off when it comes to him beating Andre Ward in November, unfortunately, Kovalev, he believes the fight will look like the Chilemba fight. So that's pretty much all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.